Hello, students. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Chad.
This is the mic guy. And today we're going to teach you about religion.
Religion, Kyle? Really?
Mhm.
The oldest institution in mankind?
The very one. Enjoy.
This will be good.
Yeah. We're not done, dude. Just stop.
Last time I practiced my religion was probably like 8th grade.
Last Saturday, actually, I still get dragged to church.
I don't believe religion should affect politics.
Unless they're trying to enforce it into law, then that really upsets me, especially when it comes to people like creationists that they want to impose creationism as science, or they want to teach an alternative history where America is actually a Christian nation when in reality it was not.
Well, hold on. Expand on that.
Okay, basically, many people, they think that this country was founded under the belief that this is a Christian nation, even though the Treaty of Tripoli stated America, in any sense, is not founded on the Christian religion. And to top it all off, they think, oh, it is, when in reality, they think just because the money has "In God We Trust" means we're a Christian nation. They do not look at the stats because "In God We Trust" was added in 1956.
I wear buttons like this one here, the straight ally button. I also have a button that says, "Judge not lest you be judged," from Matthew 7:1. Yes, I think that's a great quote, especially from the Bible. The Bible is full of many great quotes, actually. Gay is okay, equal rights, which I don't necessarily need to wear this anymore because Illinois just passed the equal rights law for gay marriage. And I don't mind straight people as long as they act gay in public. This is one of my favorite buttons to wear, but I wear these buttons because I'm a part of an organization here at Southwestern Illinois College, Q&A, and I've bought several buttons. I've attended a few drag shows, and it's a bunch of great people, you know. Some of them I know for a fact, and a lot of my gay friends are religious, and they still practice their Christianity, but that's on them, you know. That's okay. I don't shame them. I accept them as who they are, and if they're able to go along with what the church has to say and practice their religion, why should it be any different for anybody else, you know? Why does it have to be, oh, you're gay, you shouldn't be here, you know? It shouldn't be. I mean, that's just nonsense.
To who would win a fight between Jesus and Muhammad? I honestly think Jesus would win. It's Jesus, like, he can walk on water, dude.
Who would win in the fight? Well, midway through the fight, the flying spaghetti monster would come and kick both their asses.
Aliens.
But, dude, I also don't even know who Muhammad is. Like,
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Religion has been the motivating factor in many, if not all, of civilization's unnatural disasters. It is blamed by one group or another as the cause for all of Earth's natural disasters as well. When all else fails, people turn to religion. People base their life decisions, goals, and interests on religion. And according to the CIA's World Factbook, approximately 90% of the entire human population practices a religion. And for those who do believe in religion, nothing else holds more power on their decisions. So it is no wonder that society is greatly affected. It is no wonder that between 400,000 and 600,000 men, women, and children were murdered in the Spanish Inquisition in the 15th century, or that approximately 15 million innocent men, women, and children were murdered during the Holocaust. Throughout history, as technological advances are made and lifestyles change, religious traditions and rituals remain nearly the same. There are groups of people who abandon our accepted society, abandon our society's mores, and commit taboos and create their own subculture, all in the name of religion. Without a doubt, religion influences society more than any other factor. Belonging system. Belonging systems are profoundly important in most religious groups.
Many people maintain their role in a religious group simply because they feel that is where they belong, rather than because they accept the meaning. The religious setting allows people to expose their vulnerabilities in a comfortable fashion.
Structural system. The structural system is how a group or organization maintains order.
Religion will affect society directly when a person attaches to his or her own meanings to the symbols they interpret. The meanings become so individualized that sacralization of common values can no longer occur. This is why religious groups need structure, including designated leaders to interpret and define the essentials of the faith.
The meaning system. The meaning system of a religion includes the ideas and symbols it uses to provide a sense of purpose in life, as well as to explain why suffering, injustice, and the concept of evil exist.
When you lose a family member through death, it can be painful. Many people use their afterlives as like a blanket of comfort. They need to assign meaning so they can feel comfortable and cope with it. You have to consider the idea of no religion and no afterlife. If we just live and die, then why would it matter what we do with our lives? If we lose a loved one, why would we go on with our lives? People need to put meaning in their lives instead of facing reality, or so says the meaning system belief.
Thank you that I am your child and that you love me.
Thank you that I am your child and you love me.
We are not born religious. Society teaches us religion. Our own curiosity and desire to understand our origin and desire to live on after this life is what teaches us religion.
Growing up, you learn most of your religious beliefs from your family. Your family determines the religious environment you grow up in. We begin to imitate religious practices before we even understand these practices intellectually. The society you live in typically determines what religion you will practice. For example, if you're born in India, you're exposed to Hindu, Muslim, and Sikh faiths. These people are very unlikely to fall into a Christianity faith. However, advancements in technology are leading to a globalized single society. In the U.S. specifically, we are exposed to many religions that a century ago people living here would have never heard of.
We are learning more and more about the history of other religions as well. The reason for this being that practitioners of each religion believe these historical events to be true. There is often no historically recorded evidence proving any of these supposed historical facts, which leads to much controversy as the age of science continues to consume our society.
So we are left wondering, what is myth? What is true? If this is untrue, does that mean my entire religion is false? A myth is a story embodying ideas about the world. And contrary to popular belief, a myth does not automatically mean that the belief is false.
Let's say we're looking at one church, and in this church there are 3 members. The first member is committed to the belonging system through strong friendships and networks. And the second is committed to the meaning system. He wants meaning in his life because he doesn't feel that he can earn that on his own. And then there's a third member, and he is there because of the structural system. This guy makes large financial donations, yet he rarely attends service. See, they all have the same general belief in the same thing, but they have different specific beliefs as to what is asked or required by them from their religion. This is how the concept of myths work in religion and society.
So we have learned that myths, whether true or not, can dictate your involvement in religion. But what exactly does this mean? Let's discuss group activities in which myths are reinforced through behaviors called rituals.
Rituals of religion cannot be ignored as one of the most important parts of practicing.
These would include music, dancing, kneeling, praying, chanting, storytelling, and other symbolic acts. Religions will either emphasize their devotion to orthopraxy or orthodoxy.
Orthodoxy is conformity to beliefs or doctrine. On the other side, we have orthopraxy, which is the conformity of behavior in rituals and morality. This type of devotion is most common in Middle Eastern religions, such as Islam. An example of this would be praying 5 times in a day in the direction of Mecca.
Rituals often involve an enactment of myths. An example would be the Christian ritual of baptism. In the Navajo, rituals enacted by a medicine man may last as long as 5 days. They vary from religion to religion, but they all have rituals. Symbols. A symbol is anything that can stand for something else. When religious groups claim as members everybody within the boundaries of a particular society, it is called an ecclesia. Sects are religious groups that break away from their parent religion, rejecting their parent churches and the social order as ungodly. Social cohesion is where religion helps individuals feel a sense of belonging and unity with others, and a common sense of purpose with those who share the same belief. Conflict theorist Karl Marx clearly states his view of the relationship between religion and class, that religion helps perpetuate the power structure. Although most religious groups profess to welcome all comers, most have practiced discrimination against some group at some time, often related to political and economic factors in society. Some studies actually show a positive relationship among religion, prejudice, and discrimination. To better understand this relationship, we asked several students on campus here at Southwestern Illinois College if they have ever been discriminated against because of differing beliefs in religion.
To say that I've been judged because I'm an atheist, I wouldn't agree that. I have had people try to sell me their religious ideas. I've had people try to, yell and scream at me and get into arguments with me about my religious beliefs. But for me, I don't care what other people believe, and I don't care what people think about my religious beliefs. All I know is what I believe and what you believe may be different, but I will respect that you have a different opinion than I do. But please don't try to sell me on your bullshit.
I have been judged. People have said that I am a maniac. Some have said I'm a heathen. I had one guy crazy enough to call me a traitor to this country, and that I will go to a school and shoot up people because I don't believe in God, because I don't believe in some man with a beard with a son that died on the cross and rose from the dead 3 days later. I am not that kind of person. I am not a violent person. I admit I can be a bit of an asshole at times, but that's when people deny me my basic rights, deny me my beliefs. It's mainly with the Christians when they say, oh, you need the Bible to be moral. It's like, have you read the Bible? Have you ever done a big study into it, past your little books you have bought that are by Christian authors? Have you looked into the fact that the Bible actually for a while condoned genocide and murder, and people actually used that to commit horrible crimes? Because when you look at it, the Crusades were basically that. They were taking the Bible very literally, word for word literally, and it's like, we should take the Holy Land back. And the problem was, they went on to a spree of murder and genocide, enslaving children, enslaving racial minorities, religious minorities.
And they were promised salvation, right?
They're promised salvation. They're promised God will reward them. But at the same time, they also try and find many of these artifacts the Bible mentions. Like, many Christians don't believe this, like my dad, but Catholics mainly, the Holy Grail. That's one thing that the whole crusade was about at one point, trying to find the Holy Grail and many of these treasures that the Bible had.
Religion has such a direct impact on society that it is impossible to ignore. Since the dawn of time, religious rituals have been performed, and they will continue to be performed for as long as mankind exists. It is part of our nature to use a higher power to explain pain, suffering, confusion, and the unknown. It is an important part of society, and that will never change.